Good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling this morning? Let's see if a couple people sign on. Let's see, we got the kids swinging. Say hi.
Hi.
Haven't managed to get them dressed yet, so we will. Joint potential, hello. It's a wonderful name. Our joints have a lot of potential. People don't live up to it, that's for sure. It takes a lot of TLC to get those joints to their full potential, and everybody just wants to pound them into the ground, huh? Tomboy fit, I love it. My wife would love that, for sure. All right, today we are going to do a active recovery segment. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay with the ear pods in. Again, I say this every week, twice a week. Active recovery is meant to heal, not hurt. It's meant to move the muscles and the joints in a way that we are providing some lubrication, we're getting them all looped up and getting them mobile, but without causing stress or strain, okay? So if any of these moves are too challenging, or if you find yourself getting into positions that you're just not completely comfortable with, decrease the range of motion, decrease the load, decrease the intensity in order to have a nice healing movement, okay? Movement practice. If you have bands, we're gonna be using them today. The circular band for our legs, and then the long band for our arms. If you do not have bands, you'll be able to get through this no problem. So, without further ado, we are going to get started. Hello, Amanda loves to lift. That's beautiful. I like to lift too. This stuff's really good for you. All right, so we're gonna start with a Spider-Man, plus a little spinal rotation, plus a hamstring stretch, okay? So, we're gonna do 4 reps on each side. We're gonna start at the top of a push-up position. Kick your leg all the way out to the outside of your hand. You wanna try to get that vertical shin. We're gonna rotate towards that knee. From there, bring both hands down to the floor, drive the hips up, and lift that front toe up off the floor. If you have a hard time finding full extension, just get to your range and then come right back down. Okay, we're gonna bring that leg back, do the other side, down, rotate, push back, straightening out that front leg, and then come back down. We got 3 more each side. Again, take your time here. We're starting to access these positions in a dynamic way. Meaning we're not holding. Good. At the beginning of your workout, you want to make sure you're not doing any static stretches, okay? Start teasing the muscles, start teasing the joints, getting them ready for what's ahead. You'll notice I'm turning my hips a little bit there, just getting different ranges of movement in the hip. Last one each side. Good. As you change the angle of the hip, the angle of your spine, the angle of the muscle changes as well. So you'll see I'm here and then I move my hips left to right. That's just getting different fibers of the muscles. So really important to just kind of hang out there a little bit and see what's happening, okay? So now we're gonna do 2 rounds of a tabletop position hip thrust to start opening up the shoulders, start activating those glutes, and then 8 snow angels in a V-up position. Start getting those abs firing and your shoulders moving through range of motion. So, general tabletop position, your fingers will be facing towards your hips. This is going to be pretty challenging on people that have limited wrist mobility or that full extension in the shoulders. So if you find this position a little too challenging, turn your palms out a smidge, see if you can then access that position. If that's still too challenging, turn those palms all the way back, fingers all the way back, okay? So we're gonna get to the top of that tabletop. From here, lifting those hips, getting a nice tight squeeze, lifting your chest. You'll feel that little tug on the front of the shoulder. That's what we're looking for. From here, we're gonna drop the hips And then lift straight up, giving a little pause at the top. 8 reps there. And then be sure to push through your entire foot. Trying to lock out the elbows here. 2 more. Again, discomfort is okay. Pain is not okay. You be the judge. Make sure you're moving through a slow, safe range of motion. So now we're going to start in this V-up position. If you cannot access this position with straight legs, go ahead and unlock them a little bit. Palms are going to face up, and you're going to reach up and around. Long reach, okay? If you can do it with straight legs, do that. The goal here is to move slowly, okay? Trying to pull your hands back so that they're by your arms are by your ears. We're not coming in front. 8 reps here. Good, 3 more. Long reach, 2 more, squeeze those quads. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to do that tabletop and then the V-up hold again. 8 reps. Again, palms, fingertips face towards your hips unless you're lacking in that range of motion, okay? Find a semi-comfortable position for you to be in. All the way up, pull those shoulders back. Hips drive to the top, squeezing that tush. Back down, squeeze the top. You'll notice I'm taking a little pause, making sure I get that full extension. 8 reps here. Two more. Be sure to breathe, guys. Active recovery is a great opportunity to practice your nasal breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose, really filling up the belly. V-up position, 8 long snow angels, okay? Nice tight squeeze. Reach out and around, okay? We got long arms here, really long. 8 reps. Four more, long reach. Two more. And rest. Beautiful, guys. Okay, so that's just going to be a little bit of activation. And we're going to move on. We're going to do 3 rounds here of 6 modified dive bombers. Okay, we're not going to go into that angled down and up position. 1 1/4 squats with the band, if you have it. 10 leg drops, and then 12 pull aparts with the band. So 3 rounds here. So now's a good time to grab your bands if you have it. The dive bomber, okay? So the goal here is to activate the shoulders in a position that is not too stressful. So I want you to find a resistance or a way to do your push-up that is manageable, but not too challenging, okay? So we're gonna start at the top of a push-up position from here. Feet are gonna be spread apart a little bit wider than you normally would for a push-up. From here, I want you to do a push-up, dive back, opening up those hips. So I want you to pull your knees out of the way, drive the heels down, and get into that deep squat position at the bottom, okay? Really lifting your tailbone, driving it back. From there, drive back down, push up, drive back, okay? If you do not have a nice solid push up, come up, lay down, push back up, drive the hips back. Okay, we're doing that for 6 reps. 2 more. I like to walk my hands back a little bit because I can get into that deeper squat. I have a pretty short torso, so I can't really get in there without walking my hands back. Okay, again, this is meant to open up your hips, get you moving through a nice safe range. So do what you need to in order to challenge yourself there. Okay, 1 1/4 squats. We're gonna put the band just below your knees. Doesn't have to be a tight band. This is meant to be just a little bit of stimulation so that we stay controlled and stay activating while we're doing our squat. I like to put the band below the knees so that you get those vertical shins. A lot of times you'll see people put the band here, but then they still have this buckling in position, kind of hard to really drive out. If you put the band below your shins, below your knees, you kind of take care of that, okay? 1 1/4 squat, so arms are gonna be out straight. We're gonna come all the way down to the bottom of the squat, come halfway back up, all the way back down, and then stand tall. That'll be 1 rep. We're doing that for 8. Here we go. 2. Poke yourself in your tummy if you need to. Make sure everything's nice and tight. 3. Upper back is not collapsing forward. 4. Notice I'm moving really slow, super controlled. I'm not letting the band take control of my knees. Last one. Very good. All right, so now we're gonna do the leg drops. I want this to be a super tight activation of the core. So arms and legs are gonna start straight up in the air. From here, actively shove, poke yourself, get everything nice and tight in that canister. I want you to lift your head and shoulders up off the floor, reach for the ceiling, reach for the sky. From there, you're gonna let the legs drop through a range of motion that you can fully control. So as you drop, I don't wanna see you moving. I want that upper body to stay completely still and you control that range. You'll want to unlock your knees as you're coming back up. Don't let it. Stay within a range that you can control it. Three more, we got 10 reps here. Good, keep that tension the whole time. Last one.
This, Mama? I broke it.
Beautiful. Good, now from there, we're just gonna do straight arm pull aparts, right? So with the band, you want your arms straight out in front of you, thumbs facing each other for this one. The next one we're gonna have turned up. I want you to externally rotate just a little bit. So if you'll see, I'm not turned in this way, I'm pulled down and out, okay? Keep that locked in as you pull the band straight out, okay? As you pull, you're gonna wanna lift your shoulders up. Don't allow it, keep that pinch. Straight out in front, pull apart. We got 12 of these. Don't let your wrists collapse or your elbows bend. Keep that nice and tight. Three more. You're really limited by your own imagination on these. You can do these in so many different ranges. Beautiful. All right, guys, so we got 2 more rounds of that. Dive bombers, 1 1/4 squat, the leg drops, and the pull aparts, okay? 6 reps, here we go. You notice I'm moving my arms to get into a deeper range here. That's just what I feel like I need right now. Two more. Good. 1 1/4 squats. If you have the band, use it. Arms out straight, shoulders down, chest up, abs tight. Use the floor, use the band all the way down, halfway back up, all the way back up. 8 reps here. Good. Make sure you keep that tension at the bottom of the squat. You're going to want to lose it. Don't allow it. 2 more. Nice job.
Come on, can you help me take this apart?
Okay, so now we got those leg drops. Hello everybody that's just joining. Save it for later if you can't do it right now. Thursday's a great day for healing. After 3 hard days, getting after it. Arms and legs up in the air. Lift your head and shoulders, reach for the ceiling. Poke yourself, make sure you're nice and tight. Keep that tension as you let the legs come down. Pull as you come back up. Do not let yourself break at the knees in order to make it easier to bring them back up. Keep that length. If you're finding this is challenging on your neck, that's generally stemming from a weakness in the core. So spend some time holding these positions and forcing yourself to get stronger, being able to maintain having your head up off the floor. 2 more. Good. All right, we're going to do those pull aparts again. I want your thumbs facing each other, but you're still going to externally rotate just a smidge. That way we're locking those shoulders down. Reach out wide. Don't let the wrists buckle or the elbows bend. Lift your chest towards the band, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Good. 5 more. We're doing 12 total. Two more. Okay guys, we got 1 more round. Starting back to those dive bombers, quote unquote dive bombers. Push up or lay down, whichever one is going to be more accessible to you. Push back up, push back into that deep squat. 6 reps. Last one. 1 1/4 squats for a set of 8. My daughter's right here off camera playing with the bands. Here we go. 8 reps, all the way down, halfway back up, all the way down, stand. Chest out, abs tight. This is about control, not intensity. 3 more. You'll notice I do a lot of these barefoot, a lot of these active recovery segments. It's a great opportunity to feel whether you're engaging with the floor properly. A lot of times we wear shoes, we have no idea how our foot is engaging with the floor or whether we're in the right positions. These little active recovery segments, meant to be done under control, can really get you a better understanding of that. Okay, arms and legs up in the air. Lift towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Squeeze those legs. Down and up. Again, slow and controlled, people. Fight the urge to bend the knees on the way back up. Five more. Make sure you're breathing. You shouldn't be holding your breath through this range. Beautiful. Last set of pull-aparts. Thumbs face each other. Pull the shoulders down. Reach as you pull, lifting that chest. 12 reps. Two more. Did anybody hit Murph this weekend? This would be a great warm-up for you. And I'll say it just like everybody else out there in the training world, health industry. If you have not swung from a pull-up bar for 2 months, don't let Murph be the first thing you do, okay? You gotta earn that right again. Your shoulders will not be happy, not today, not tomorrow, not the day after Murph. They won't be happy in 2 months, 3 months, okay? You will get injured, so tread lightly. I know it's a hero WOD, I've done it a gazillion times before, but tread lightly, okay? Just a warning to you. All right, so now we're gonna move on. 3 rounds of a different series. We're gonna start with a dynamic alternating Cossack, okay? So we've done this a couple times where we just stay with our legs out wide and we get into this side lunge position, Cossack squat. Now I want you to make it a little more explosive and a little more dynamic. So we're gonna go 5 each side, alternating legs, okay? So chest is gonna be up high. I want you to kick that leg out, access that deep squat. Make sure your knee doesn't buckle in as you drive back up. And then we're gonna switch to the other side. Out to the side, chest up, drive back up. 5 each side, down, drive. You're keeping a flat foot, down, drive. 2 more each side. Again, you're gonna wanna buckle that knee as you come back up. Don't allow it. Drive that knee out. Keep that glute tight. Make it work. The glutes are strong, but they're freaking lazy, okay? So now, we're gonna do that same type of pull apart, but now we're gonna go in a diagonal. So you're getting into this Y position. One hand, both hands are gonna face the same direction. So we got both thumbs facing up. From here, I want you to pull down and up, okay? Lifting the chest, but not overarching the lower back. We want the lift coming from the thoracic spine. So you have a normal curvature of your lumbar spine, the lower back, and then I want you to lift through that thoracic spine, still staying engaged. We got 10 reps here. Nice tight squeeze, pull up and down. That bottom arm is not loose. We're tight, we're engaged, okay? 10 reps. Three more. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides. That means turn your hands over, both thumbs facing the same direction. Arms out straight. Reach for the floor with that right arm. Reach up and back with the left arm. It's all right. Three more. Is everybody surviving with having the kids at home? It's so fun. They're just always here. All right, push up into a bird dog. Okay, so we're gonna end up doing 5 push-ups and then 5 each side on the bird dog. Okay, so 1 rep is going to be a push-up. Okay, from here, reach, reach, back down. Now, as you lift the opposite arm and leg up, it's not uncontrolled. You should not hear yourself put your hand and foot back down on the floor. Okay, so this is out of control, okay? You want to slowly lift off the floor, staying nice and tight, slowly come back down to the floor, okay? 5 reps here. Push up, lift, whoop, out of control, lift. Good, 1. Move slower, right? One side's gonna gonna feel a little wrong. Doesn't have to be high up off the floor, because we don't want to really arch your back. So stay tight, keep that pelvis tucked under. Last rep. Beautiful. So just 5 there. Again, if you don't have that push-up position, just take that opportunity to lay down and then push back up so that you're still going through the range, but with less weight on your shoulders. Okay, so now we're going to get into the hollow position and then pull ourselves up into the knee up position. We're not gonna make this explosive. We're gonna slow this down so that everything's fully engaged and we can make our little positional changes as we go, okay? Okay, we're gonna start in the hollow position. That means arms out, shoulders pulled off the floor, pelvis tucked under, legs straight. From here, we're gonna pull and squeeze, taking that little pause, slowly lowering down into that hollow position again, pulling back up. We're gonna do this for 8 reps. That's 3. I want you to take those pauses. Make sure you're not arched here, right? You'll notice my shoulders are not on the floor. I'm tucked under.
Take us play with this.
2 more. Beautiful. Good. I want you guys to think about that move when you're doing V-ups in the gym. When you come down from a V-up, it's not your chance to just relax. You want to keep that hollow position and then come back up. Same with toes to bar, right? As you're coming down away from the bar, that's not your chance or your opportunity to take a little break. You want to maintain that tension so that you can then whip your legs back up, okay? So we got 2 more rounds there. 5 each side on alternating Cossack squat. Here we go. Chest up, abs tight, step out to the side, come back to 2 feet. Out to the side, back to 2 feet. You'll notice I'm keeping this base leg super straight so that I then have to push up and back on top of it. If you let that knee bend, you're just cheating a little bit and not working to your full potential of having to get up and over that tall leg, okay? 1 more each side. Big drive. Don't let the knee buckle in on your way up. Beautiful. Good. Back to the diagonal pull apart. 10 reps. Both thumbs pointing in the same direction. Start out in front. Wrists tight, elbows tight. Pull up and down. Constantly trying to pull your shoulders down, your shoulder blades, as you move. 10 reps here. 5 more. 2 more. Raya, please don't play on the table. Good. She's about to knock over my phone, so I'm trying to tell her to stay away. All right, guys. Thumbs facing the same direction. Make sure you pull down with one arm and up with the other. Keeping a nice long neck, meaning your shoulders aren't lifting up, and minimizing that space between your shoulders and your ears. Keep that. 5 more reps. Two more. Good. Okay, push up into the bird dog. 5 reps here. Start in that push-up position. Feet are a little bit wide, just hip width. Push up, slowly lift off the floor. Other side, opposite arm and leg. Two more. Beautiful. All right, we're back to that hollow position and then up to that knee up position. Slow and controlled for a set of 8. Start in that hollow position. Nice and tight from there. Pull up and squeeze, hold, back down, hold, up. Four more. Keep your shoulders off the floor. Beautiful. One more round, guys. Sweating. Okay, back to those dynamic Cossack squats, okay? So, alternating sides. Kick the leg out. Do not let that knee buckle in. Push up and over that straight leg. Alternating sides. Feel how your foot is communicating with the floor. Are you using your whole foot? One more each. Beautiful. Pull aparts. Both thumbs pointing in the same direction. Straight out, down and up. Hello, everybody. I wish I could see everybody's names. 2 more. Good. Be sure if you guys do these at home, tag me in your videos. Let me know how it goes. Send me videos of your movements. I can give you some cues. If you're dealing with any pain or range of motion issues, please let me know. I'm here to help. I love breaking down movements. 2 more to their simplest parts and figuring out where the deficiencies might lie. Okay? Push up into the bird dog. You'll find all these on my IGTV. So if you need more for other days, they're in there. Here we go. Push up. Move nice and slow.
Should we get a stick? And there's a string and there's something on it.
5 reps total here. Last one. Good job. All right, back to that hollow position. Start in the hollow, come up to that tucked position. 8 reps, taking a pause at each position. Squeeze. Get those shoulders off the floor, tuck under that pelvis. Pull and squeeze. Hold. Hold. Four more. Two more. Very good. Okay, nice job, guys. So now we're going to work on some opening up. In the beginning, we did dynamic stretches. Now we're going to work on static stretches. First one you're going to do is just sitting on our heels. A lot of you might have no issue with this. Some of you, it might be a little painful. If you find that you're having a very hard time sitting back on your heels, I want you to take a towel or an ab mat, roll it up, prop it straight behind the knees, and then sit down on that. That will release a little bit of the pressure there. You can take a yoga mat, roll that up, put it right in the crease of your knee, or an ab mat works really well as well, okay? We're gonna hang out here for about a good 35, 45 seconds. Ideally, if you feel that you are limited in this range, you wanna start hanging out there for like 60, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, little by little, increasing your ability to get your butt to your heels without anything behind your knees, okay? I have a lot of limitation here in the front of my ankles just because I've sprained my ankles a gazillion times playing volleyball. If you feel that that is, again, one of your limiting factors, you can then take this towel and put it underneath your heels a little bit, okay? That will take a little bit of the pressure off there. Goal here being, you can also take a little bit of weight off with your arms, but the goal here is to kind of challenge that range. Allow yourself to sink into it. If you don't force that range every once in a while, you're never gonna get it, okay? Now, like I said in the beginning, discomfort is okay. Pain is not, okay? So make sure that you know the difference and that you're sticking to yourself and you're being true as to whether this is absolute sheer pain and I should not be doing this, or it's just a little discomfort and I should maybe suffer through it a little bit, okay? Good, breathe as you're sitting here. Allow yourself to sink down. Good. Slowly release it. We're gonna push into a little down dog position just to undo what we did, right? So just push into the down dog and pump your knees, your ankles, shove the heels down. We're just reversing what we did. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the pigeon. Sorry. Now you guys are commenting something, so I wanted to see. Very helpful, thank you, Beatrix. Okay, so now we're gonna go into a pigeon. This is gonna be a very modified pigeon. It's not gonna be incredibly stressful. If you find that these are really easy for you, you can go into a more challenging pigeon, which is the full pigeon, or what I like to call the angry pigeon. So the first one we're gonna do is just a very more accessible pigeon, where you cross your leg out in front, the half pigeon, or the other one's behind here, with a bent knee. Raya, please get away from the table. Thank you. Okay, chest is gonna be really up tall. Your chest is gonna come down towards your front shin without collapsing at the spine. Okay, so I don't wanna see you get that range of motion with a false sense of range of motion by just collapsing the chest and bending at the upper back. I want you to access that position by actually pulling through the hip. So your chest is pushed out, your spine is long, okay? We're not collapsed onto the one side of the hip. Lean towards that. So this is the more accessible position. If you find that this is a pretty easy range for you, you can then straighten that back knee. Again, I still want that front knee in a 90-degree angle. You'll see a lot of times people do pigeon like this. You're kind of giving yourself a break there, okay? It's kind of like a cheater pigeon. I want you to pull that foot all the way out in front, square those hips off. You'll see that this is very challenging for me. The goal is not to get the knee down towards the floor. The goal is to get this back hip down towards the floor, okay? So don't just sit off to the side like this. Get up, square off, and then allow yourself to sink into it. Breathe as you exhale. Allow yourself to sink down a little bit deeper, maintaining that flat back. You don't want to round out. Chest is out. I've said it on a lot of these before. If you tend to be very bendy and you have a lot of range of motion in your joints, I'm going to switch to the other side, do not hang out in these end ranges, okay? This is not for you, okay? Increasing your end range flexibility is not necessary. If you have hypermobility, what you need to do is increase end range stability and strength, okay? So hanging out in these stretches, go ahead and stretch, but don't push your joints into the end range, okay? That makes sense? So like you'll see me, I'm limited in this pigeon, so I want to really kind of push and sink down into that. Let my joint open up. If you have hypermobility, where you tend to be bendy, that's not for you. What I want you working on is isometric holds, carries, squat holds. Okay. Start getting into that deeper pigeon. Again, 90-degree angle at the knee. Back is hip. Turn down towards the floor. Flat back. Sinking straight down. I'm not worried about my knee getting towards the floor, because then that collapses my hip. Up and over. Chest out towards my shin. Breaths, sinking straight down into the ground. Slowly release that. Last thing we're going to do is just open up the lats a little bit. So you drag the knees out a little bit wider than your hips. Hands are going to be out wide. I want you to push back, driving the hips up towards the ceiling. We're not tucking under here. We're pushing out. Pushing our chest out, and I want you to push into that straight arm. So I want you to just go ahead and brace that hand, one hand on top of the other, lock it down into the ground, and push into that shoulder of the hand that's on the floor, right? So we're opening up this shoulder. Chest out, hips up. Okay, you want to get the whole spine helping to get that stretch in the shoulder. If you're tucked under here, you're not going to be able to open up that shoulder angle as much. Press into it. Lifting the chest and pushing the chest out towards the floor and pushing your tailbone up as high as possible. Again, breathe, allow yourself to sink into it. Slowly release that. This would be another one, good one to do post-Murph. Brace that hand, sink into that shoulder. Chest out towards the floor, butt out. Good. Last one we're going to do, thumbs are going to be up towards the ceiling, hands are going to be out wide. Same thing. Push your chest out, lift the tailbone out. Now we're getting both of them with the thumbs up. Again, trying to increase that shoulder angle, deep shoulder flexion. If you have bendy shoulders, this is not for you. Slowly release that. All right. Nice job, guys. Again, some of those, if you want to go back to the beginning, you can use these as a warm-up for Murph coming up on Monday. Again, I cannot reiterate it enough. If you have not been swinging from a bar, please, please, please do not do that on Monday, okay? Give your shoulders and your shoulder capsule and all those muscles the ability to earn the right to swing from the bar again, okay? I realize it's a hero WOD. I've done it several times before. Now is not the time, okay? Live to fight another day. All right, I will see you guys again on Sunday, and have a wonderful day. This will be over in the IGTV, so check it out, and I will see you Sunday. Have a great day, everybody.